Josh Jones, 3-time state champ at Central. That's going to be important coming up because towards the end of the show, we're going to talk about the 5 best high school players in the state, in the metro. We're not going to do the whole state, in the metro area.
I can do both.
And I also have a separate list of the best girl high school players as well. I got that. We'll do that as well. So we'll do that for you. And we'll go by positions as well. Want to remind you, as always, Let It Fly show and Let It Fly Sports Bar. We want you to subscribe. We want you to like. We want you to follow. Do all those things because that's good for us and be good for you as well. Specials happening now. Great deal going on. $100 you pay. You get $125 in gift certificates.
Man, you can't get a better
deal
than
that. And do this. You go on Instagram. It's GC Let It Fly promo. GC.
So gift card.
Maddie told me it was gift card. I was trying to think, golf card. I was like, gift card. Gift card. Do it that way. We have a great show for you today. I mentioned we're going to get to talking about the best players in the history of the Metro for high school basketball. But we have a Hall of Famer. Not you, because you'll eventually, we're going to get you in. Don't worry about it. We're going to get you in. Omaha Sports Commission, recent Hall of Famer, Gina Mancuso joining us. Plus, she's the Gatorade Player of the Year. First one ever from Nebraska for the nation.
Man.
First team All-American.
Amazing.
Everything you can expect, and national champ. How you doing?
No, I'm not a national champion.
You didn't win a national championship? You didn't win. You guys lost in 2012?
Biggest regret.
Hey, listen.
Hold on. You guys lost in 2012? What'd you lose to?
I won the Big 10 and the Big 12, but I never won a natty title.
Who won in 2012?
Well, look,
you're not there.
It's one of those things where it's like,
I'm confused.
The tradition. It's like going to Alabama and playing football.
Like who didn't win a national championship, right?
To win a
you don't win.
I am sorry.
No,
how does that feel? You said it's a regret.
Probably miserable, and I just brought it up.
It's okay.
No, talk about it. Talk about it.
Yeah, so really in my whole career, that was like my only goal was to make it to the Final Four.
Right.
And I got so close, but not close enough. I never made it.
Talk about the games.
My team, so 2 different times in my career, we were ranked #1 in the country for multiple weeks, but we never finished #1. But that year we entered into the Big 10. That was my junior year. We won it on our first year.
Yeah, we know that.
And it was, man, that conference is tough.
Well, I know
and
that.
It's even tougher
I knew
now.
that part. I didn't know. I had it all written down. I swore. Who won in? We got to look up who won in 2012.
I mean, Nebraska wins so much.
Yeah, my older
sister, I know.
She won it in 2006.
Right. I knew that was a long time ago. Yeah. I actually
us.
walked up to her sister at the Omaha Sports Commission thinking that and I was like the 5th person that had done it.
Yeah.
So she gave me and I was like, sorry. I just went away.
She deserves it because you know how many times that's happened to me in
my
life where they think I'm Danny.
Wow.
And they almost never.
Yeah.
They walk up and be like, how's Gina. Roy doing? And you're like,
I don't know.
I mean, I think he's fine.
He seems fine. Like, my brother-in-law. I don't know what he's going on.
Exactly.
That's funny. I want to start with going to a school in Papillion. Okay. Because now South is on a roll. You guys obviously were on a roll for a long time at Papillion La Vista, the Monarchs. What is it about the coaching there? Or what is it about Papillion that produces all these great players?
That's $1 million question. I don't know. We're blessed to be in that city where there's a lot of talent and there's a lot of great coaches that come from Papillion.
Yeah. Right.
I think got to give a lot of credit to Gwen Egbert, who kind of led the way. She coached at Papillion Monarchs for a long time and then went to Papillion South when that opened up, and she just kind of set an expectation so long ago. Yeah. She's a very, very tough coach, but I love it.
Yeah.
She not only works you so hard physically, but mentally she challenges you. So I really got to give a lot of credit to her. Kind of building that foundation, and then JJ Tochek came in and filled that role, and he did it beautifully. And here we are now.
Was it always a dream for you to go play for the Huskers, or?
I think so. Yeah. I'm such a family person. So I'm the youngest of 6. And we're all athletic. We all love to play games. We're very competitive. And it's not just like my family. I have my
extended
mom
family.
is one of 10.
Wow.
My dad is one of 8.
Wow.
So I have 80 cousins. We're all best friends. So
that's crazy.
Playing for the Huskers, my home state, it was just
now,
a must and a need.
She said competitive. So if I was your sister, I would hang it over your head. You didn't win. Does that happen at home?
But she's in the Hall of Fame and her sister's not. So she got that over her.
We do talk about it all the time. I say this humbly, but I have more accolades than her.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
But she beats me every time with the national championship title. I can't win.
Let me tell you how good she was in high school. Okay. 3-time All-State. Which were you 3 times All-State?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think I was second team All-State my sophomore year.
Second on, but you won the state championship. So second on Nebraska's all-time high school list for kills. Set the Class A career mark for digs. Volleyball Magazine had her in the Fab 50 after leading Papillion to a you know what, they 41-1.
I know, that's crazy.
Who do you lose to?
Marion.
Really?
Oh, man.
And then won the state title, of course, in 2008 with all the numbers you could possibly want.
Now, I do know that because we graduated the same year.
Did you really?
Yeah, 2008, Omaha Central.
I graduated in 87. A long time ago. What was it like going through high school with that pressure of knowing that you're expected to win? Because it's when you're an underdog and you're not winning a lot, it's one thing, but you guys were expected to win every day.
Yeah. It all comes down to competitiveness. When you get on the court, as I'm sure you know, there's something inside you that you're going to do whatever it takes to not lose and to win. Exactly. You want to be the winner. So it just kind of takes over. And when that happens, the pressure kind of is out. It's off your shoulders. It's out of your thoughts, because I'm here to do a job and my job is to win. And I love competing and doing the best that you can at all times. So you don't feel pressure when you're out there on the court, just focused on a dub.
You make it sound easy. You could bottle that and maybe send it over to the football program down the street and say, hey, this is all you got to do.
Right.
Just be a little more confident.
It is definitely easier said than done, but if you got that competitiveness, that X factor in you, then it's really easy. You want to compete, you want to be the best. And that's how I was raised, to do the best you can at all times. And so I give a lot of credit to my parents for that as well.
It's awesome.
A lot of siblings who are your inspirations growing up. I mean, with that many siblings, you can find somebody within the family, but was there anybody outside of the family that you looked up to make you want to be, as great as you were when you played in college and high school?
Yes, there was, but focused on the family mainly. I being the youngest of 6, I was dragged around everywhere.
You gotta watch them play.
Yes, exactly. So it's really, they are really my true inspirations. If you heard my speech at the Oscars, like, that's really who I gave all my credit to and thanks. But then if you want me to give you a specific name, when my sister Danny was playing for Nebraska, she had a teammate named Jen Saliamua, and I just loved her. She's Hawaiian. She was just wild. She is competitive. She is like a go-getter. And I really loved how she could handle every aspect of the game.
Right.
So,
Okay.
Gina Mancuso joining us here on Let It Fly show. So it's one thing that Coach Cook can obviously recruit and he can coach. Why do you think, or how do you think he's become so good at developing coaches too? So, I mean, he's got 3 or 4 people out there that are Division I coaches that have won national championships. What does he do, you think, to groom them to be as good as they are?
Well, Nebraska alone is the recruiting factor, right? The fans alone can really get some players in, but Coach Cook is a man who is always willing to learn. And so when he's learning, he wants to teach others. And I think he was a teacher at some point in his life. So I think that part of him has never gone away. And he is really, like, he studies the game all the time. Even after all these years of experience, there's always something in his mind that he can do better or improve or try. And so when he encounters those things, he wants to teach it to others. So I think that's how he really develops other assistant coaches, and not like tactically or technically, but also mentally.
Sure.
He's a big believer in tackling the mind as well. So he does a great job.
But before we move on, I want to ask, out of all the games you played as a Husker, what was the most memorable game for you?
Okay. Immediately, I don't know if this is the right answer, but I remember playing at Illinois. And the whole crowd started singing to me, and they were like, hey, Gina.
Oh, nice.
And it was the coolest.
You've got a pretty voice too. Wow. Nice voice.
Wow.
No, you did. You did a really good job there.
You might go viral.
That part, but,
wow.
It was the coolest thing.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
That's the right answer.
The whole student section was singing to me. But,
that's awesome.
As far as like team-wise, I think anytime we beat Penn State, back in the day, like that was a big win, and it was so fun. So I would say any time we beat Penn State at home.
Okay.
Was awesome.
Yeah. And it's a little bit different now, but what was the feeling like when you left? You guys left the Big 12, where you really were at the top of the heap. I know Texas was pretty good, but you come to the Big 10, where a lot of programs are pretty good. What was that transition like for you guys?
I mean, it is a physical and mental battle every single week. There's no light weeks in the Big 10. So it's you got to prepare yourself from that. You know, like you said, you going from on top to now, okay, we don't know where we are. We have to prove we're at the top.
Right.
And so you have to mentally prepare and battle every single week in the Big 10. And obviously that you should never take a game off, right? You should never underestimate an opponent. But when we switched that Big 10, it was like, whoa, you got to be at 100% at all times.
Except for Iowa. They never take a set from you guys.
They're working on it. They're working on it.
I'm just playing Iowa. I'm just joking.
For me, I like that answer. Post graduation from college, you went on to play after.
Yes.
Kind of talk about your experiences. And when you were in college, did you have intentions to go play professionally after, or did it just work out according to just the moment and the situation you were in?
Yeah, I would say the latter. Starting out freshman, sophomore year, you're more focused on school. And I mean, at least for me, I should speak only for myself, but more focused on school and just college, where are you at living in the moment. But then once you get towards that senior year, you start,
I might can do this.
You start thinking, okay, this might work out. Like I can make a living off this. So I don't think we have as much time as I'd like to tell you about all my overseas experiences.
The good and the bad.
There's some wild stories, but my first rookie year was in Puerto Rico.
Okay, that's great.
And
that's pretty nice.
It's like a paid vacation there.
Instagram wasn't as big out, but I mean, I can only imagine if you had it going today with it.
There's some good pictures,
great pictures. There's beautiful beaches anywhere you go. They have amazing food, amazing drinks. The culture is like easygoing.
Right.
So that was really fun. I've at probably like the pinnacle of my career was I got to play in Champions League. So that's kind of all of Europe, the best of the best.
Right.
And so just to be around those types of players who are like literally the best in the world was really cool for me to be able to learn from them and practices on the court, stuff like that. But I was in a country where a lot of people don't even know it's a country.
Wow.
Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan.
Wow.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
You've heard of it.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
He has for sure.
So I lived in Baku, which is like on the Caspian Sea. It's directly north of Iran. So things were a little different there. Things were a little crazy.
Especially as a woman, because they obviously have different traditions and things they don't want you to do, or certain ways they don't want you to look.
I think I tried to dye my hair brunette when I was there just to blend in a little bit more.
That'd be tough.
Then I also played in Indonesia, where it's like, you know, a lot of them wear the hijab. And, you know, showing skin isn't always welcomed or like it makes them feel comfortable. So just all these different cultures you get hit with. And you get thrown in a foreign country that you have no idea the language. And actually, I learned how to drive a stick. I flew into Poland. They dropped me off at the car lot, and I looked down and I was like,
"What's that? Why are there 3 pedals?"
I don't know what to do. Well, I made it home, or I made it to my apartment
in first gear.
I killed it. I killed it like 20 times.
Tore it up.
Seriously, like just a mile. But so it's like there are some crazy things, but there are good things. Like now I have this skill of driving a manual car when my husband doesn't even know how to do that. So it's kind of cool. You get to learn things here and there. My mom is so funny sometimes when I'll be like, "Oh, I'm going downtown." "Well, be careful, sweetie." And it's like, Mom, I've lived overseas all by myself.
In war-torn countries.
I love you too, and I'm so glad you care for me. But I got this.
When my boy first started driving, I asked somebody, like, "When do you stop worrying about them when they leave the house?" And they said, "Never." You're always going to worry with the house.
When you're
You got a ways to go, but
especially when you're the baby.
Sure, that's very true.
Always gonna be your baby.
I didn't have as much experience with women volleyball players going overseas, but a lot of women basketball players I knew had to go overseas, and they always talked about how much they'd love to be able to play in this country. WNBA comes along, gives them the opportunity. Tell us a little about the Pro Volleyball Federation getting started with the team here in Omaha.
Oh man, I cannot reiterate enough how much of a dream come true this is.
I bet.
I can imagine from what you just told me.
It is such a dream come true. And I know so many friends and other volleyball players that I knew of other schools that ended their careers because they didn't want to go overseas. They didn't want to have to put their family and friend life on pause while they go overseas and have this totally alone experience. A lot of people didn't like that. So sadly, they ended their careers. Now it's like, whoa, I guarantee you the professional volleyball player number is going to increase because of this. It provides an opportunity that so many of us have never had. So just to be in your home soil and represent, like, for me, I'm speaking of me, like, represent my home city. This is like a dream come true.
No,
and
I
I feel
it.
super blessed and super privileged and honored to be able to have this responsibility and role. So yeah, like you said, there's going to be a professional volleyball league in the United States next year. There's going to be 8 teams. We're going to have guaranteed 24 matches. And
it's a legit league.
Yes, we are competing at like a major pro team. So it's going to be super cool. Just they're going to do everything they can for us to, legitimize it and make us feel like you are a pro athlete.
No, for sure.
We've never had that in the United States. Now I've personally have felt that overseas, but not here. So
for sure.
It's going to be so cool. And I can't wait for not only Omaha, but all of Nebraska to show up.
They showing up.
They
gonna show up.
If you want more information about the Nebraska team, it's anyprovb.com. Just about the Nebraska team. Then there's a link to the entire league if you want to find out more. But Jason Derulo is involved with the Omaha team.
Have you had a conversation with him as an owner?
Not yet.
You will, though.
I will. It'll be soon.
Were you a fan of his music before this opportunity?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I totally am. So
I'm look at you.
And like he's like top 5 in the world on TikTok. So I'm like really excited for us to get in one of those videos someday.
Oh yeah, definitely. That'd be really cool.
No, that's awesome.
Cool.
What do you know about the coach, Coach Collier?
So I did not know much of him prior. He explains he was coaching a long time at Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay.
And then he fell in love and he followed his wife because his wife was chief of the fire department. So
that's huge.
Yeah. So he chose to take some time off, but then he was coaching at Wing State for a while. But in his former years, he was coaching a lot with the USA team. Like the younger girls, like anywhere from 18 to 23. But in my role that I have now, we've talked quite a bit, and he's like, I mean, I don't know if I should say this, but he feels like kind of like a dad, like a volleyball dad. Like he's so friendly, caring. His passion for the game has not dwindled at all. He's still like super excited and he wants to be the best. He's got championship in his mind, as any coach should, but he's been great. He was in Omaha last week, so I got to meet him face to face for the first time. And yeah, it's going to be a good time.
So when does this officially kick off?
2024 month of
at the end of January or February. So early 2024, and it will conclude in May.
And then games will be held where?
I'm not allowed to disclose that information quite yet.
That's cool.
Tickets will go on sale soon, from what I understand.
Look at me trying to get the inside drop.
What I understand,
you can reserve your tickets actually on the website, anyprovb.com.
Like,
that's cool.
That's gonna be fun.
And if you want to find out more information, when you log onto that, they'll have a place to sign up, and then they'll send you emails with updates on what's going on. So you get on the mailing list, what you want to do. Last couple things. What are you doing now, in between, before everything gets started with the league?
So I just finished another pro season in Puerto Rico. So I've only been home now for about a month, really just trying to rest my body and catch up with friends and family. But my job with the Nebraska pro team actually begins on July 1st.
Okay.
So I've already started a couple.
And you're a hometown hero, right?
That's
what they call you. You're a franchise player.
You gotta be
a hero.
You gotta be.
I like that.
But embrace it though. The only way you can prove it is to embrace it.
Yeah, you're ambassador, right?
True. But I've started a couple things here and there. Like we went and made an appearance at Gretna volleyball camp last week, and I've done a couple of interviews here and there. But I'll start getting more in the nitty gritty as of July 1st.
I got an idea for you.
Let's hear it.
Do your own volleyball camps.
Yeah.
Under your name.
I know.
Somebody said that already?
Yeah.
All right. There you go. It's official. It's official. We're gonna get it done.
Have you thought about getting into coaching?
So I did for a little bit at UNO.
Okay.
But then it didn't work out. Then I met my husband and got married, and I worked for Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Ambassador Real Estate. That's the longest title ever.
It is.
That is right.
But you know what they also have? Long money.
Good point.
Yeah.
So that's what I was kind of doing on the in between.
Okay.
I don't know if I'll get into coaching. We'll see. After maybe this next season might be my last, and I hope to start my own family.
Yeah,
so
you've been putting it down for like 10 years, right?
What's that?
How long you been playing? Exactly.
2013 was my first pro season.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Diana Taurasi. You played 20 years, 40 years. You never know. You might go out.
You're right. You never know. I had 2 teammates in Puerto Rico who were 40.
Wow.
And they were starters.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, you just don't know.
We're always looking for more Nebraska football players. Your sister and Roy got boys? Yeah. They have a lot of kids, I know.
They have 6.
6 kids.
And they ain't done yet.
Oh, really? How many it's a personal thing. How many boys? How many nephews?
5 boys, 1 girl. And they are
they ballers yet?
Strong kids.
Really?
Like
that's the only way we can rebuild the program.
Got abs already.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good.
Super muscular kids.
That's good.
They'll definitely be athletic.
That's good.
Last thing you said that because of going in the Hall of Fame, now when you're at the dinner table, you can say I'm the best athlete, right? Does that include Roy in there?
No, we're talking about just Mancuso.
I mean, because Roy.
I don't know.
I mean, he was a good athlete. He didn't win a lot.
I don't think Roy can throw a baseball or like hit a ball.
Isn't that funny?
I don't know if he can golf.
That is true.
He does play a little tennis, so I'll give him that. But I mean, obviously, football, he's gonna kill me.
Yeah,
right.
Like, not like you can just run around just playing a football game.
Yeah,
but you get some pickleball court, you take him out.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Gina, we appreciate it. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you.
And really glad we could get you in here. It was awesome.
I'm super glad to be here. Thank you so much.
And I apologize, and it's going to bother me for weeks about the national championship thing. I'm very sorry.
Don't worry about it.
No, I can't. I'll never forget it. I'll be bringing it up to myself.
You got to live with it. We don't.
I know. I got to live with the mistake. Again, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Again, the Federation expected to launch, we mentioned, early 2024. 6 of the markets have been announced: Omaha, Atlanta, San Diego, Orlando, Grand Rapids, and Columbus. So appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yep.
Yeah.
So let's get into, you can go if you want. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know how that tradition make it smooth or anything. Get out of here. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get out of here.
I know how to make it smooth.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. We were chatting just, earlier on text messages a little bit about some of these great players that have played in the Metro. And I put Omaha Metro because we're leaving out Lincoln. I know there's some good players that played in Lincoln. We'll leave it out. But just in the Omaha, I think there's 12 greats that they have that we can narrow down to 5 or get a 6-man.
Well, I want to hear from you first.
All right. I'll say, here's my 12.
And so the title is best high school basketball players.
Starting 5. So you gotta have 2 guards.
No, I wasn't thinking like
2
that.
guards.
That's not how
That's
I wrote.
why I said starting 5.
Yeah, no, I want to hear that.
I think
I'm gonna just get you players, but I want to hear starting 5.
I think the big men get left out.
That's facts.
If you just go 5 best, but if you were required to have a big man, in a starting 5, I think it's a little bit different list.
All right, let's hear it.
All right, so I'll give you 12 who all fit in the list. And one of these is by far number 1.
And I'm gonna work with you.
I don't even think it's close.
And then I'm gonna go to my.
All right, so go big men, right?
Yeah.
So Rich King, Omaha Burke.
Yeah.
Rich King, who had maybe one of the best professional careers out of anybody to come out of Omaha.
Sure.
He's the Burke kid. I mean, as I mentioned, Nebraska won 26 games on him, which doesn't happen a lot. They were a number 3 seed, lost to Penn. 7'2", tallest player in the history of Nebraska. Led them in points, rebounds, and block shots. Rich King was a really good basketball player. 55% shooter as well.
I looked that up. I seen that.
Really good.
I can agree with that.
All right, so this is one that's a little bit off the radar. Okay. Wally Andrewzinis.
Oh, you got to tell me about him.
So, Creighton Prep. 1964 Class A title.
Okay.
He was a Prep All-American as a senior, which is not easy, by the way, to being in Nebraska in the 60s, being a Prep All-American.
Yeah, right.
That's not an easy thing, right? Because all of them came back from East Coast, right?
Yep.
6'7", center forward, scored 1,404 points as a J. First player in the history of that school to score over more than 1,000 points.
Oh, he's a hooper.
He averaged 24 points a game in 3 state tournament appearances.
Dang.
It's kind of off the board a little bit.
That's legit.
All right. Bob Boozer. Man's got his own street.
Yeah, that's cool, but he got better after high school.
Hold on. By the way, I got a phone call from Bob. R.I.P. when he's alive. Calls me up and he says, "Just want to say something to you." He goes, "I got a problem with my street." And I was like, "The name is a sign? Potholes. They got potholes on my street. Yeah. How you gonna get that fixed?" I'm like, "I just work at Channel 7. I can't fix your potholes." That's tight. Anyway, one of the great memories of my life.
Yeah. No, Bob Boozer, he's great.
Averaged 19 points and 10 rebounds at Kansas State. As you mentioned, didn't have as good a high school career as some of the guys we're going to talk about.
Yeah, but he went number one pick
in the 1959 draft, and of course, played in the Olympic team as well.
That's crazy.
Here's number one, and I don't think it's a debate. It's Mike McGee.
Oh yeah, that was my number one.
It has to be
38 a game
and
no 3-point line.
When he left the game, he had every record.
And he won a ring with Magic.
And he won just one?
I think two.
I think he won two.
I think so.
Had nice hair back in the day too. Now he kind of ball.
No, yeah, for sure.
Omaha North.
Yeah.
10 Metro scoring records.
Legend.
As you mentioned, 38.1 points a game.
He almost is the Pistol Pete of high school basketball in Nebraska.
Because he would have had 50 to the 3-point line.
Exactly.
Easily.
My God.
1977. Then he goes to Michigan.
Yeah.
He's the second all-time scorer at Michigan.
This is a true bucket getter.
He's number one.
He's probably the greatest player ever to come out of high school basketball.
He's your starter at 2 or 3, one of those spots. 2 of the 3.
Yeah.
Depending on how big your team is.
Yep.
Best athlete out of all these guys next.
All right.
Eric Strickland.
I knew he was going to say that.
Best athlete. Think about this. He is the only male athlete to get all Nebraska honors in football, basketball, and baseball.
Right.
So you're the paper comes out and it's got all Nebraska for baseball, you're there. All Nebraska for basketball, you're there. All Nebraska football, you're there.
For sure.
Pretty impressive.
For sure.
Second all-time leading scorer, Class A basketball.
Yeah.
When he left high scholl, and of course he had a career.
Is it Antoine Young?
No, it's not. It's a guy's name who I didn't recognize.
Okay.
I didn't know him, so I didn't put him on my list.
You're right. Okay.
Yeah. So and we know what he had. A great pro career.
Yeah. So that's 4.
Great pro career. So that's 4 so far. Ron Boone.
Yeah.
Got to go to Ron Boone. Here's the thing though. Ron Boone's off the list only because he didn't start till his senior year.
He got better after, right?
He was 5'7".
Yeah, I know.
And then he
grew.
Then he grew.
6'2".
Yeah. And then obviously he had a really good career in college.
Right.
And in the ABA, third most points in the ABA, which is incredible to think about.
Those are good choices.
Fred Hare. Everybody who ever watched Fred Hare say if he didn't hurt his knee, he might have been the greatest high school basketball player.
Yes.
People say that all the time about him.
Yes.
Omaha Tech.
Yep.
Averaged 26.4 points a game as a senior.
Yeah.
Tech won Class A title.
Yeah.
Went 22-2. How about only playing 24 games?
I know.
It's not a lot.
Yeah.
And then went to the state title. He scored 21 points a game in the state in the
all right,
championship.
Man.
Dave Hoppin.
I knew he was going to say that too.
Fighting Bunnies.
7 foot.
Another guy went to the Lakers.
Yeah.
He turned down scholarship offers from Kentucky, Notre Dame, Missouri, Kansas, and Colorado.
To stay at Nebraska.
Stay at Nebraska. He is Nebraska's all-time leading scorer at the University of Nebraska.
Yes.
Andre Wooldridge.
Come on, man.
Didn't have a great NBA career, obviously.
Yeah. But that's a 96 draft class, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of guys won't have an NBA career with that one.
He took Benson to a state championship.
He did.
That's enough right there.
50.
He had 50 in the state title game.
50. Yeah, he was one of my mentors when I played.
Of course, he left and went to Iowa after a while. So.
Yeah. And he was all-time in assists. I think he was leading them in some categories like points and assists or something like that.
Really? All of them?
Like in the season or something.
Then you have Ron Kellogg.
Yeah.
I love
Mr. Saturday.
I love this quote. This is what Chuck Woodling, who's was the voice of Kansas basketball forever.
Hold on. You're doing all right right now, man.
He said, in nearly 4 decades of watching Kansas basketball players, I have never seen a more accurate shooter than Ron Kellogg.
Yeah. He taught me how to shoot too.
Really?
There's 2 guys. Ryan Hunter. I actually ran into him randomly on an opening, and then Ron Kellogg at the Boys and Girls Club.
Really?
Yep. We both lefties.
The title they put was underneath his name, Incredible Shooter. That's it. Nothing else to describe him. That's all you need, though, really. And then the last one out of the ones to choose from is your first McDonald's All-American from Nebraska. For a long time, he was the only until Hunter Salas came along.
Right.
But Kerry Trotter.
Yeah.
Omaha Creighton Prep, 2-time All-State selection.
Yeah.
Nebraska's only player before Hunter Salas to be a McDonald's All-American.
Man, you have named the same guys.
And it's not bad.
Yeah. No, it's
not a bad list.
It's a great list.
Yeah. So we got to narrow it down to 5.
Yeah.
Though.
So if I can narrow that down to 5, I would go Mike McGee as all-time greatest.
Yeah.
Number 2 to me, I would say is Fred Hare.
Okay.
Number 3, I would go Eric Strickland.
It's good.
Number 4, I would go Andre Roy.
So can you put Strickland at point? If you actually were doing 5,
I'll put Strickland.
Could you put him in?
He can play the combo.
Okay. All right.
I would put Andre Woolridge and Dave Hoppin.
That's pretty good.
That's what I would say.
Because Dave Hoppin, we already talked about how leading scorer.
Yeah.
I think he's the leading scorer in the state.
I think he might be.
I think he is.
I think he might be.
But you know, I know his son Dan.
Yeah.
And modest.
Right.
Dave is so
I ran into
talking
him.
about his stuff. And
so
he's just
I
like,
seen him.
No big deal. Yeah,
I seen him. This was actually a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to go see my tax accountant.
Really?
Yeah, randomly.
Yeah.
And I'm going to my truck, and some guy says, "Hey, Josh, turn around." And I look, and I have to look up.
Yeah.
And Dave Hoppin shook my hand, said, "Man, you never met me before, man, but I was a fan of when you played.
Yeah.
Keep the good work up."
So
I appreciated it.
Here's the question that goes along with this.
Yep.
Anybody from modern basketball?
Literally, yeah. I ain't even say what I said. Don't. Hey,
who has a chance?
That's why I said I want to hear his list first.
Give me a 6-man of somebody who came along in the last decade.
Oh no, this is like different lists. See, I have an obligation.
Okay.
You see?
Okay, so give me the modern.
I have an
guys.
obligation from the inner city.
Give me the modern guys.
All right. So I just named the best high school players
of all time.
Yeah. Now there's another list.
Yeah.
And that list is the Metro list of the modern guys.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, and I thought about this list.
CJ on the list? Nah, really? Okay.
He an honorable mention guy for sure.
Is Trevion on the list?
He's an honorable mention guy.
Really? Okay.
But he's actually close.
Chucky's on the list, right?
I'm gonna just give you the list.
All right, give me the list.
We're gonna go 5-1.
Okay.
Number 5 to me is BJ Valentine.
I don't know who that is.
I'm gonna tell you who
he played for.
He started at Omaha Creighton Prep. He was about 5'7". He was probably the most fierce competitor I have
what
ever.
Years? Your years?
2000 to 2000 and
okay. So I got
2001 to 2000.
Okay, I got here in 2002. I was just learning.
I think he averaged maybe about like 18 and 10, 18 and 9, or something like that. He was just a prolific. He was a scorer.
Okay,
but he was undersized. But his competitiveness was second to none.
Billy Ray Valentine. That's not his name. That's 48 hours.
Benny Valentine.
Yeah. Okay.
Number 4
trading
to me, is a guy named Wes Ike Meyer.
Oh, Ike Meyer could play.
Let me tell you about Wes Ike Meyer.
Yeah.
Wes Ike Meyer is 8th all time in scoring ever in Nebraska history. Yeah. I think it's 8th. I also know he averaged 31 as a senior. The state championship game, I think he scored like 59 of like. It was like a low scoring game. Like, let's say the game was like
Barry Collier passed on him, right?
He did.
Yeah.
Let's say the game was like 63. He had 59. Oh my God. Coach McDermott actually recruited him to Iowa State. And
really?
I talked to Coach Mack, why you didn't recruit me? You know, like just, for, S and G's. But Wes Ike Meyer, Wes Ike Meyer.
He could hoop. I'm with you on that one. Yeah.
After Wes, so I'm on. I said Benny Valentine.
Yeah.
This is what I seen with my eyes.
Okay.
Wes Ike Meyer. Number 3, Josh Dotzler.
See, you know what I feel about Josh.
Now, the thing about Josh Dotzler is he's not the fanciest, but he's what you would call a point guard for high school basketball in the Metro.
And he could shoot back when he was in high school.
As a freshman, I think he averaged 4 assists. Sophomore was 5. Junior was 6.
He got better.
7 assists as a senior.
Yeah.
But he averaged a consistent 15 points per his career.
Yeah.
2-time state champion. Only loss he ever had. The only reason why WS has an undefeated team because his team lost to.
Because you bring that up all the time.
Yeah, because he was that good. He was that good. Josh Dotzler was that good.
You'd be on your deathbed. You'd be like, I just want to say one more thing.
Now
I beat that WS team.
Right?
And they only lost.
It's factual. They were that good.
Yep.
I think that's the best. I think that's the best Bellevue West team that loses to the Tradeon Hollins, Trayshawn Thurman, or Corey.
Okay.
That team is the best team I've ever seen.
All right. So number 3.
Number 2.
Okay.
Deverell Biggs. The reason why I say he's number 2 is because 2 of his state championships was when I was there.
Yeah.
And he was our reserve off the bench or whatever. Yeah. But we were so good that he was our 8th man.
Right.
Ninth man.
Right.
We had vets who were as more athletic than him, but he would come off he was windmilling off one leg as a freshman.
Yeah. No, he could.
And then he averaged 22 points a game as a senior in one state by himself. He had a Coy, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my number one, and it's only because the only 4-time state champion ever, number 75 on the top 100 in his graduating class. He was also a triple-double. He was also a triple-double probably every game in the state championship games.
Mm-hmm.
I think Okoye is number one.
That makes sense.
On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Okay.
Any other day, I think is Deverell Biggs to me.
Okay. All right.
But those are my top 5.
By the way, Andre Wooldridge, leading scorer in the state.
Those are my top 5 that I've seen with my eyes. Oh, Antoine Young, man.
Antoine Young was good.
Antoine Young ran into me.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I put those guys over Antoine Young is because he won his only state championship with Josh Dotzler.
You know what he did better than almost anybody in Creighton history. He finished at the rim for a little bit.
Oh my God!
Somehow he would get the ball out of his hands in contact.
Right.
And I'd be like, Cockburn, watch him.
Right. Now let me go through my honorable mentions because that matters too.
All right, let's go.
Definitely Antoine Young is one.
Yep.
Definitely CJ Carter.
I thought CJ could
Kyrie Thomas.
Yeah.
Even though Hunter Salas is a most decorated player, with my eyes, I've obviously seen people better. And to be honest, you can put Okoye as an honorable mention too, in a sense. Yeah. Sometimes just because he wasn't the greatest scorer, but that triple-double mark in 4-time state championship is crazy.
Chucky'd be on any list for me.
Chucky.
He's a winner.
Chucky is a winner too. To be honest, I can put Chucky. Did he win 1 or 2?
I think Chucky won 2.
I think I can put him in place of BJ Valentine if I wanted to.
All right.
Matthew Culliver. He was actually one of my favorites. I mean,
Where did he go to school?
Brian High.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he averaged like 20, 25, I think like 25, 26 a game.
Lost a bunch of games.
I say the reason why I feel like, I don't know if I mentioned him or not, the reason why I can put Tradeon Hollins on there is from a defensive perspective. His defense is second to none.
One of the best.
I mean, I thought I was a great defender until I seen Deverell. Yeah. And I thought Deverell was a great defender until I seen Tradeon.
Yeah.
Tradeon, can you imagine you can be so good at defense and have so great of a team that you don't got to score a lot, but you're still on an all-time honorable mention list.
Right. If you're taking 2.5 from people every game, you are doing something.
Yeah, he was.
You're doing something.
And then I mentioned Kyrie Thomas. I mentioned Hunter. I mentioned Chucky. I'm just gonna go 2 more just because I want to make sure I didn't mention. Carl White was my all-time favorite.
I don't know who that is.
He played for Omaha Central. He didn't make varsity until his junior and senior year, but he was so good those 2 years that I wanted to go to Central.
Oh, really?
Carl White.
Okay.
I mean, you can go with a guy named Brandon Jimerson from Omaha North, and I'll leave you with another one, Nadu Onuku. Nadu Onuku, man, he had Michael Jordan hops.
Really?
To me, oh my gosh, man, he just jumped so high, man. I mean, you can say like, he jumped so high he was like the best 2-foot jumper I've ever seen in my life at that time.
My brain's leaving me right now, but what about homie that just transferred from Creighton, his backup point guard? He averaged like 28 a game in high school. Sharif could score like crazy. His junior senior year, he was as good as any player. I think he might have been a player to state.
No, I agree with that. He scored more points than me in high school. Sharif was an honorable mention bucket getter.
Yeah, he was
for sure,
really good.
But I think that's my top 5.
Okay, all right.
So I'll say Ike Meyer. No, I said BJ, but I'm gonna put Chucky and put BJ honorable mention.
Okay.
So I'll say Hepburn, Ike Meyer, Dotzler, Okoye, and Biggs.
Yeah. Okay.
Whatever order you want to take them.
Real quick, the girls. Because the girls were almost more successful than the boys.
But let me ask you this though, before we even go to the girls.
Yep.
Sometimes it's just hard, like when you like, it's like the reason why I go like, I gotta say this is because Kobe Bryant is higher on the all-time list to me from an eye test. I mean, some people put him behind Tim Duncan and all that.
Because you like the way he played.
Yeah.
Efficiency-wise, Kobe, this I hate saying, honor the man, he's passed. Efficiency-wise, he wasn't a top 10 player.
Right.
He shot too much. He missed too much. There were dead periods in his career where they didn't win, where he was the number 1 player, obviously. Needed a big man at his side to be able to get to a championship. Loved him. But a guy like Tim Duncan took teams who were average to the finals.
Yeah.
Tim Duncan was probably a guy that when you said, who do you want to play with? I'm playing with Tim Duncan.
Right.
So I love Kobe,
right.
but efficiency-wise,
right.
but if you like the weight, that's why so many guys your age say Kobe was my guy.
So let me go back one more time with the top 5 then. Because I like the way they played.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'll say this. I'll say my number 1 is Deverell Biggs.
Okay.
My number 2 is Benny Valentine. My number 3 is probably I'll say my number 3 is Carl White. My number 4 is Matthew Culliver. And my number 5 of that, I love the way that they played, is still Wes Eichmeyer. There you go. That's my 5.
Guys I saw, right?
That's my 5.
In person.
That's my 5.
Josh Dotzler. In person.
Yeah.
CJ in person.
Yeah.
The kid from Winnebago.
Who is that?
The dude that kid, I can't remember his name right now.
My honorable mention is Antoine Young.
But the kid from Winnebago, there you go. I saw him dunk from almost the free throw line.
Oh man, you need to watch my tape.
That dude was ridiculous. He's one of the best scorers. And then Boys Town, Teddy Allen, watching play in person.
Teddy was different.
Could get buckets on anybody.
Different.
And then probably Antoine Young. Guys that I saw in person.
I loved Antoine Young. He was the hardest person I've ever had to play against.
I believe that. I believe that. Let me give you 5 girls real quick.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's all right, man.
My bad.
Jordan Hooper.
Okay.
It was her name. She's a hooper. What do you want? What are we gonna do? All Nebraska basketball 3 times at Alliance.
Dang.
Finished all Big Ten 3 times. Big Ten Player of the Year in 2014. Scored 2,078 points in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Think about those numbers. 2,078.
Oh, I know.
Martise Ivy with 2. Omaha Central, University of Nebraska.
Okay.
Still, she had, for 31 years, she had the record for the most points scored.
Yeah.
1,926. 1,926 points scored. Jess Shepard.
Okay.
Jess did it, of course, at Lincoln Southeast, then left and went to Fremont, and then played all over the place and at the next level. She scored 2,227 points in her career, 6th in state history.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica Haynes, Hunter's mom.
Oh, I know.
Omaha Central High School, 2 state titles.
Yep.
Before she went on to play in college.
Yep.
And then the last one, in my opinion, the best one if you're just talking numbers.
Mm-hmm.
You're just talking numbers. Patrice White at Shelby Rising City.
Okay.
So she was a McDonald All-American.
Yep.
2014. She scored over 2,000 points. Played for Illinois and Florida State. She was all USA Nebraska first team.
Yep.
She was Omaha World Herald's first team. She was Associated Press first team 3 years, 12, 13, and 14. All-time career scorer for leader for rebounds at Nebraska.
Yeah.
6th in points. Single season rebound record, 384 rebounds for the state. Also ranks 5th and 9th in rebounding and assists, and holds 20 individual school records, including single game scoring, season scoring, rebounding, blocks, everything. She was absolutely dominant. And if you want a 6th woman,
I'm getting on my phone to
Weidman,
fact check something.
Quinn Weidman, Omaha Westside High School, 2-time state champ, averaged 21 points, 4 rebounds, and 2.9 assists. She was the girls' Gatorade Basketball Player of the Year as a senior, first team, all that stuff, and did twice won the championship. And then I have one question for you.
Yep.
Now players, do you think in the end Brett Prince gets on this list? She's got 3 titles. She'll probably get a 4th. It's at the Class B level. But
yeah, I think so.
Probably end up on the list.
I feel like you just got to put respect on where people play at. Like,
yeah,
I mean, to some degree, coming to a Class A could be different for some people.
Sure.
But I think overall, when you dominating like that, it's the dominance of the class. That's what matters.
She's the number 10th rated player on ESPN in the country.
Okay.
In the country. She got 35 scholarship offers. Basically, everybody's offered her.
I'm trying to fact check something.
Which one?
I think Martise is number 1.
For what?
For women's basketball.
You think she's number 1?
Yeah, I think she's number 1.
I was going numbers wise.
Okay.
Martise did so many things.
Yeah.
And of course, obviously, she had that 3-on-3 tournament we talked about in the podcast.
Yeah, that I played in. Yeah.
She's very dominant. I just meant pure numbers.
Yeah.
And I know it was at Shelby Rising City, so it's not exactly the same as playing at Omaha Central.
I don't disagree with that.
But yeah, it's, again, she had the Class A scoring record for 31 years. She held it for 3 decades.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I'm with that. I remember when I was in high school, there was a girl named Crystal Howard.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
she's on the scoring list. I saw her on the scoring list.
Was cold. Also, Yvonne Turner, she was cold. Chevelle Herring, then now Sonacy now.
Who'd you say the first one you said?
Crystal Howard. She was at Omaha Central.
I saw her on the scoring list.
She was tough. Jasmine Johnson was one, when I was in high school. Man, I mean.
By the way, you know who else is on the scoring list?
Who else?
Morgan Molly. She's on here at Crete.
Right.
Yep, 1,756 points. They do such a better job with stats for the girls and the boys.
Yeah,
Maddie Kubalik, who had a great career, she's on this list as well. She had 2,179 points. So yeah,
I feel like our girls now, got a lot to prove because those are all-time dominant.
Yes,
I think we got some great honorable mention players I can say that are on the way. I know women's basketball is coming up.
Sure.
So I feel like I don't even want to be. I just want to be sensitive to that subject because I don't want to not say somebody.
Sure, I understand.
And I also don't want to put somebody over somebody. But that right there, that list.
I tried to go with people who won state titles.
Yeah.
That were the best player in the state.
Right.
And whatever the stat is near the top of the stat. That's what I tried to do.
Exactly.
In terms of putting them all together.
Exactly.
Jessica Haynes, I believe, would have been on Nebraska's top 100 athlete list for people from Nebraska.
Right.
But she had some legal stuff.
Yeah.
I think if it wasn't for that, she would have been on the list.
Yeah.
Because there's not enough women on the list now. The next list, so they did one in, I think the first year was 2006.
Yeah.
And then 2018, or maybe it was 2007, 2018. They'll do another one probably in 2028 or something. And then maybe.
Yeah, I was about to say that's more so discrediting to the system. But I think like stats is stats. Remember, and this is super sensitive, and I'm only say this on the airways once.
Okay.
I still like R. Kelly, like remember we talked about music.
Yeah.
Like his music is his music. So I'm and it's definitely
you separate that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Jessica, I love her.
Yeah, I can't like
you got
like Tiger Woods. I can't separate.
Yeah.
All that other stuff he did in the book. I can't separate all that stuff.
I can't
separate
Woods.
it. I can't say ho. So here we go. Who tomorrow? Is it Baylor?
Who we got tomorrow?
Phil, is it Baylor and Farabella tomorrow? Because I'm not here. Who's hosting? That's a great question. I cannot host. I'm doing a city council meeting in Papillion. I can't do it.
We get to that, man.
Okay, all right. So you're gonna have some hosts and the guests you think. Okay, John Barry. Yes, you see his signs all over the city. Yep, and here are the. Yep. Okay, cool. And then we'll figure out who's hosting the show because I can't do it tomorrow. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I want to thank first of all our guest Gina Mancuso, who was great.
That was cool.
I knew she'd be great. She's listening to her do her speech at the Oscars. It was great. She was awesome. She's one of our best ones. I want to thank our producer for this show, the King, Valerie Elvis.
He gonna say chill one day.
Unpronounceable last name, but first two names easy to say. Pat for being over his shoulder. Pat Stafford making sure from her that we appreciate him as well. Maddie for being here and getting cold in the room and to put a sweatshirt on. Phil, the executive producer of the show. My boy from Jersey City.
Mac
with the camera right there.
My man Mac Pittman.
Getting stuff done. Look at him. All know what he's doing with the camera.
Yeah.
Josh Jones as well, of course. We'll remind you, go to the website. Please go to the YouTube page.
Yeah.
Click the subscriber button. It helps us out. It helps
come
you out
to
as
the
well.
bar.
And come to the bar. Everybody's coming to the bar. Come to the bar. A good friend of mine who knows this stuff came to the bar last night and sent me this review of all the stuff, and it was perfect.
Amen.
It was perfect for her. Josh?
Hey, on behalf of Michael Severe, I'm Josh Jones. You know how we do it. It's a Let It Fly show. All right, now get us off the big screen quick.